Young Ones, which I wrote from the original movie. So there was a Cliff Richard film from 1961, and I wrote the stage adaptation. And we did that, quite a few, 08, gosh, seems so long ago. There's a Victoria Wood play there called Talent, which I heard her being interviewed, and she said, the first play I ever wrote was Talent. And as it happened, I saw her a couple of days later in the high street and said, oh, I heard you being interviewed and you talked about Talent, can I do the play? And she said, yeah, why not? So we did that, it hadn't been performed for years. Actually opened a few days before Christmas, and we didn't actually have a show because we've been so busy putting everything together and getting the builders in and out. So we opened with a sort of a cabaret show, and the story from that is if you've ever been to a cabaret here, normally we have the fixed seating and tables and chairs on the floor, and we opened with most of the people sitting actually on the floor because the tables and chairs hadn't arrived. They actually arrived halfway through the show. So
we called an interval.
Yeah, we had an interval, took everyone in the green room, gave them a drink, and got the tables and chairs in. And then and so we had a cabaret, and then we had cabaret evenings for the first few nights. And the actual play, our first play, opened on the 13th of January 1998.
Did you DJ here once?
Oh God, I did. I think I did once.
Yeah.
Wedding reception, I think.
So we knew about the place, and then it was derelict for a long time.
It closed down 1988. It was owned by Graham Met, Watney's. They closed it down. It didn't do very good business at all. I mean, of all the Highgate pubs, this was probably the least populated. It just was not a success. And Graham Met boarded it up in 1988 and walked away. Several people looked at it. And we looked at the whole building, which they were trying to sell at the time, and that was, we didn't want to run a pub. And then in 1993, Wetherspoons took the pub, and that was good for us because they didn't want the first floor. So we
persuaded them that they should have a theatre, and it took us a while, but eventually they agreed.
4 years, because not only was we negotiated with Wetherspoons, but also we had to talk to the council, we had to get change of use, had to get entertainment licence, all that sort of stuff. And it took 4 years, didn't it?
It took a long time. I remember thinking that if we'd known how long it was going to take, we wouldn't have started.
No.
And then it got to the point where we were desperate. I thought, we've worked so hard, we have to succeed.
Yeah. We had a job persuading people at the beginning to actually come, because we are a theatre above a pub, and there's an awful lot of people that live in this area that say, oh no, we go to the West End, we go to the Opera House at Covent Garden, we go to the London Coliseum, you know. And because it is very close, to get to the West End is easy. There were people at the beginning were quite reluctant to come to a theatre above a pub.
Well, it was a pub theatre, and I think they saw it as a, because you could smoke in those days. Not that we did in here, but smoky pub theatre. Oh no, darling, we'll go down to the West End.
Yeah.
So it did take a while, but I think we've converted most people.
But you two were...
We met on the QE2. We were both working on there. So we had a shipboard romance.
We're getting the bemused look here. What's the QE2?
It's a boat.
It's a ship.
Yeah.
It's a ship.
It's a ship.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you what year it was, because it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, we met on board the ship, and
who chased who? Well,
I don't think it just.
I think there was a lot of chasing going on. I was part of the entertainments team on the QE2. I was on there for 3 years, and Katie worked in the casino, and I was a little bit of a casino person. I like gambling. And I wasn't allowed to gamble because I was a ship's member. I wasn't allowed to go in the casino, but I used to go in there and just watch because I was really into gambling. So I could pick up a few tips when I got to Vegas or somewhere. And I spotted Katie dealing cards, and that was it. It'll survive another few years with us here, but then eventually, yeah, I mean, we just need to look and see what's going to happen in the future.
We need more holidays.
Yeah, we need more holidays. You'd have to ask our daughters. I don't know. We really don't. At the moment, we're really still enjoying what we're doing.